Did you know that businesses worldwide are expected to spend more than $5 trillion on technology this year? Yet, many struggle to see the returns on those investments. Now, the truth is, innovation isn't always about spending more money. It is about spending wisely. Well, today, businesses have access to cloud computing, artificial intelligence, automation, and data analytics. But without the right strategy, these technologies can quickly become expensive rather than valuable. So, how can businesses embrace innovation? How can businesses remain competitive and still keep technology costs under control? And that's our focus today on Tech Up. My name is Victor. Okay, before we dive straight into the conversation, let's give you some tech news updates. Artificial intelligence is moving beyond answering questions. It is now beginning to help people complete everyday tasks, including shopping. OpenAI and Visa have announced a partnership that would allow ChatGPT to help users search for products and complete purchases using Visa's global payment network. For example, a user could ask ChatGPT to find a pair of headphones within a specific budget. After presenting suitable options, ChatGPT can complete the purchase using a linked Visa card, but only with the user's approval. Now, to protect users, Visa says that the system will include spending limits, merchant controls, fraud monitoring, and transaction approvals before payments are processed. And this marks another step toward the future of AI agents, intelligent assistants that don't just provide information, but can also perform tasks on behalf of users. Now, Nigeria has achieved a major milestone in artificial intelligence. Now, the country has been ranked #1 in Africa and 38 globally in the 2026 Global Index on Responsible AI. The report evaluates countries based on AI governance, ethics, safety, digital skills, inclusion, and the responsible use of AI in public services. Nigeria climbed an impressive 42 places, moving from 80th position in 2024 to 38th position in 2026. According to experts, they say the achievement could attract more technology investment, create new digital jobs, and further position Nigeria as one of Africa's leading AI hubs. However, they also note that continued investment in digital infrastructure, research, and AI education will be key to maintaining this momentum. While still on the tech news update, Nigeria's competition regulator has announced a fresh investigation into several global technology companies over alleged anti-competitive practices and the unauthorized use of news content. The investigation follows complaints from Nigerian media organizations, which argue that some technology companies are using news content to train artificial intelligence systems without proper permission or compensation. The move reflects a growing global debate over AI, copyright, and the future of journalism. Now, similar legal actions have already been taken in countries including the United States and Canada, where publishers have challenged the use of their content in AI training. The outcome of Nigeria's investigation could have significant implications for both the technology industry and the country's media sector. And that's it on the Tech News Update today. Technology has become one of the biggest drivers of business growth. But as businesses embrace cloud computing, artificial intelligence, automation, and digital transformation, one question continues to come up. Can companies reduce technology costs without slowing innovation? Many organizations believe that they have to choose between saving money and staying competitive. But is that really the case? Today, we are going to explore how businesses can spend smarter, not necessarily spend less, and how the right technology strategy can improve efficiency and increase productivity and also help to drive long-term growth. Joining us on the conversation is Zainab Oladimeji, a chartered accountant, data analytics professional, and a DevOps engineer. She has expertise in cloud computing, FinOps, and business intelligence, and also digital transformation. Zainab, welcome to Tech Hub this evening.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for having me.
It's good to have you join us on the conversation today. Welcome. Now, many people think that reducing technology costs simply means buying cheaper software or cutting IT budget. But for you, what does spending smarter on technology actually look like, or what does it actually mean?
Okay. This is a very strategic question, and then I think one of the biggest misconceptions is that reducing technology costs means spending less, while in reality, it's about spending better. Smart technology spending starts by asking one question: that is every $1, pound, or dollar that we're investing in technology creating measurable business value? So that is one question every business owner should first ask themselves. So research consistently shows that organizations waste meaningful share of their technology budget through unused software licenses, over provisioned cloud resources, and duplicate tools that are not in aligned with their business priorities. So instead of cutting budget across the board, successful companies should focus on eliminating unused subscriptions and then automating repetitive work, investing in employee digital skills, and also a very good example of a company which has invested heavily in automation, cloud optimization, and AI to improve operational efficiency while continuing to invest aggressively in innovation through Azure and Copilot. Another example is Capital One in the US. They've been able to modernize technology platform and moving strategically to the cloud by accelerating software delivery, improve resilience, and also reduce operational complexity. So another company in the UK, such as the NatWest Group, have been able to continue modernizing their cloud infrastructure and also investing in AI. So the lesson is actually very, very simple. Smart organizations don't cut technology, they cut waste. So they redirect their savings into innovation, customer experience, and cybersecurity goals.
Oh, wow. Interesting. I also see that businesses are investing in AI, cloud computing, cybersecurity, and automation all at once. Now, how can leaders prioritize these investments without slowing innovation or overspending?
Okay. So technology should never be adopted because it is fashionable. Instead, every investment should solve a clearly defined business problem. I encourage leaders to think in three stages. The first stage is to protect business. So cybersecurity and resilient infrastructure should come first before innovation adds little value if business is exposed to cyber attacks or prolonged downtime. The second is they should improve efficiency. Automation and cloud technologies can reduce manual work, improve scalability, and lower operational costs. And the third thing I would like them to actually look at is they should accelerate growth. Once the foundation is in place, organizations can expand into AI, advanced analytics, and new digital products. So according to the global research, organizations that connect technology investment directly to measurable business objectives consistently achieve stronger returns than those pursuing technology for its own sake. So the best technology isn't about buying everything, it's about investing in the right technologies at the right time.
And I was having a conversation with a friend very recently, and he mentioned to me that technology should not just be an investment, right? Rather, he said that technology should be an investment rather, not just an expense. Right? And when he made that particular statement, a question came to mind to ask: what metrics should CEOs use to know whether their technology investments are truly delivering value?
Okay. Yeah, so I agree with you on that. And even as every rational person will say, if I'm investing in that if I'm investing in a particular venture, what is my return on investment? What is that value I'm getting for each naira or each dollar that I spend? So there is always a metric, there's always a KPI to measure every value that is to measure whatever value you are getting for whatever investment you are making. So CEO shouldn't measure technology success by how much they spend. They should measure the business outcome delivered. They should measure the business technology delivered rather. So some of the metrics they can use is the return on investment method. So what is the returns that we are getting after spending so amount on this technology? How has it been able to save us from cyber attacks? How has it been able to help us in cost reductions, cost savings? Has it been able to enable growth development? Has it been able to achieve customer satisfaction? What is the system reliability? Those are the questions I believe CEOs should be asking, not just investing in technology just for investing sake. And then, what is the cloud cost per customer transaction? Like, what is the cost we incur for every transaction that customer makes on our site? What is that cost we incur per customer for every transaction a customer makes? What is the cost we incur? And what is the return we earn for every transaction a customer earns? So it's not just about investing. You need to know you need to have a business strategy.
All right.
You need to know this is the outcome we are expecting. So it's from there you are able to compare your outcome versus your budget. So, and a very good example is if automation reduces invoice processing from 5 days to 1 day, that isn't just an IT improvement, it is a business improvement. So, technology should appear on the CEO's dashboard alongside the finance and operations because it influences every part of the business.
Well, you have worked with AWS and Microsoft. What are some of the practical steps that businesses can take to optimize their cloud spending while still getting the flexibility and scalability that the cloud offers?
So, to answer that question, cloud offers tremendous flexibility, but flexibility without governance can become expensive. So some practical steps that anyone can use is to identify and shut down resources that are not being used. So as a FinOps engineer, there is something we call batch jobs. Like those are jobs that can tolerate on and off. If I'm not using a particular virtual machine, I don't see any reason why that virtual machine should be left running. And then many organizations are actually like they continue paying for virtual machines that nobody accesses. Like, why do I have to pay for a virtual machine that I'm not using? Just like paying for a service that you don't enjoy. So this is one of the steps that companies can use to actually reduce cloud spending. And the second one is actually like right-sizing infrastructure. Like I said, bad jobs are actually jobs that can tolerate on and off. So if I know that, okay, this particular project or this particular service doesn't require 24 hours light and electricity and accessibility, I can just try to like get a quality discount and put it in the right quality discount, and then put my premium service that I know that, okay, this one is like a hot cake that you can actually put it on, like it needs 24 hours electricity, so I can put it on that. So from there, I've been able to like kind of reduce my costs and then able to like get value for whatever I've actually put in. Okay. And the third one is that use or committed pricing where workloads are predictable. So one thing about cloud is the fact that it's a pay as you go, it operates as a pay as you go service, and right. So anytime you actually like have a budget for a month, and then you are able to like kind of manage your resources, you don't leave virtual machines running for a long time, you don't like leave virtual machine running, you are always like trying to be considerate and like very intentional about your services that you leave running in the cloud. You can be able to predict the amount you pay per month for any cloud provider.
Okay.
And then from that, your workload and your workload as a company will actually be predictable, because if at the end of each month I already know that this is the workload I'm actually going to be working on, I'll be able to predict my costs.
All right.
So, and then companies should as well try to implement tagging policies, in the sense that if you have a particular service running, you should have it tagged to a particular department or a particular business value. So from there, you already know that, okay, this service is running for this business value, and not just leaving everything running without being tagged to a particular business value.
All right. Now, earlier you talked about FinOps. When I also introduced you, also introduced as a FinOps engineer. And currently, FinOps is becoming a global conversation. Let's get to understand what FinOps means, how businesses, especially in Nigeria, can adopt the principles to control cost and also maximize technology investments here in our country.
Okay. So FinOps simply means bringing finance, technology, and business teams together to make smarter cloud spending decisions. So instead of the IT department making decisions alone, everyone shares responsibility for technology costs. For Nigerian business, FinOps is particularly important because exchange rate fluctuations make cloud costs even more significant. Unnecessary dollar spending on cloud infrastructure directly affects profitability. So organizations don't need expensive software to begin. They can start by monitoring monthly cloud spending. Like I said, if you have a predictable workload, you can actually predict how much you spend in the cloud per month. So assigning ownership to resources, yes. Resources can't just be running freely in the cloud without you assigning, like somebody being responsible for owning that resources. Like now, if you have several tasks or several services running in the cloud, there should be someone accountable, responsible, that will be owning that particular task or resources. And if there is a sense of ownership to every resources like running in the cloud, we will be able to minimize our cost to the barest minimum without compromising on quality, because there are two different things. When you are trying to minimize cost, does it mean that I'm actually like getting lower value for technology? No. So the act of ownership is just there to make people like own their work, know who is responsible for which task. So organizations can also start by creating budgets. Every year, several companies like have a budget. This is the amount we are going to spend per department. Marketing department has theirs, the finance department has theirs, the different departments have their own budget. And this is just to guide the company not to overspend on things that don't bring value to the company, and then trying to get value for every amount of spending. Budget as a way of getting everyone conscious on spending.
Very important.
And then you need to review spending regularly. Yes. One thing I appreciate with the company I currently work with, the fact that every month has its own budget, and then there is always like a weekly review. Okay, so we budgeted so amount, and then this is just the first week of the month, and we spent like over 50%. What is going on? We start asking ourselves questions. What is that thing? What is that thing going on? Is it that people are not being conscious, or is it that we got a new project that is actually like eating up our budget, or what is that thing that we do before that we are not doing now? And that gives us the idea of what to do differently. Because
all right.
For every particular problem, there's always a solution. What is that we need to do differently? So FinOps isn't just about restricting innovation; it's about funding innovation responsibly.
All right, using technology correctly. But again, just finally on the conversation, let's talk about artificial intelligence being, of course, the buzzword of today. How can businesses identify AI solutions that solve real problems instead of simply following trends? I'll just give us a very quick answer to this one.
Okay, so my advice is very simple. Don't start with AI, start with the problem.
Okay.
Ask, what business challenge are we trying to solve? If AI improves customer service, reduce fraud, improves forecasting, or automate repetitive work, then it creates value. But if AI is adopted because competitors are using it, it often becomes an expensive experiment. So the best AI investment solve measurable problems rather than just trying to compete with other businesses.
All right. All right. Thank you so much, Zainab, for your time with us on the conversation today. We do appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Have a lovely day today. Welcome back to the How To segment. Now, how to reduce technology costs without slowing innovation. Step 1. Audit your technology spending regularly. Identify software, subscriptions, and cloud services that you're paying for but no longer use. And step 2. Move to scalable cloud solutions that match your business needs instead of paying for more capacity than you require. Step 3. Use automation for repetitive tasks such as reporting, customer support, and routine operations to improve efficiency. Step 4. Make decisions based on data. Tools like Excel and Power BI can help businesses identify waste and improve performance. And step 5. Build security into your technology from the beginning. Now, it's important that you get to understand that preventing cyber attacks is often far less expensive than recovering from one. So build security. Step 6. Before investing in any new technology, ask one simple question. Will this solve a real business problem or simply add another expense? Once you have that answer, then you know what to do next. Moving on now to tech tip of the day. Technology doesn't become valuable because it is new. It becomes valuable because it solves a problem. So before buying any software, AI tool, or cloud service, define the business challenge first. Now, the best technology investment isn't always the most expensive one. It is the one that delivers measurable results. Don't forget that. Technology is no longer optional for businesses, but neither is financial discipline. As we've heard today, reducing technology costs doesn't just mean slowing innovation. It means making smarter decisions, embracing the right tools, and using data effectively, and ensuring every investment creates real business value. Once again, we'll say a big thanks to our guest, Zainab Oladimeji, for sharing her expertise and, of course, our practical insights on the conversation. And thank you for watching Tech Up. If you missed any part of today's conversation, you can catch the full episode on our digital platforms, of course, on YouTube. And don't forget, you can also get to download the free TV app and search for Rapid TV. We are there on the go. Well, my name is Victor. Okay, until next time, stay techy.